Good job, buddy. P1 right there.
Alright, what is going on, everyone, and welcome to the No Toad Racing League Season 25 opener here at Kansas. Got 110 laps for you guys playing here tonight, 65% fuel, 4 sets of extra tires. And just got done doing a race here, and it's tricky. I did it at day, so I probably handled it a lot more differently, but I can tell you this. Fuel window looking to probably be about 40 to 43 laps. And with this being the first race of the season, people are looking to come out here and get a good showing on early in the season and get their name in that hat to get some points. As we will wait for last few seconds of qualifying to get done. Currently, Mr. Willoughby is on top of the speed chart here in practice. A little bit quicker than Nelson, who we saw last season. Finished the season, I think, with 5 wins and 6 races or something like that. And then Michael Nash, your last season champion, 4th fastest here in practice. Alrighty, practice is over. So we got qualifying underway. Waiting for some people to go out on track. As we'll head right on board with a couple people here during qualifying. And it looks like Mr. Nash is out and about. So let's go ahead and ride on board with him for his qualifying run. And I will say this for sure. I know when we were running the race that I just ran, and really all week during officials, my preference has been the top line. And another thing I'm wondering we're going to see here out of these guys, if they are shifting down into 4th as they're entering corners. I know me personally, especially entering 1, we're on board with Nash. You see him across the start-finish line. You'll see a black NASCAR logo on the wall coming into 1. You see it there on the screen now. I was letting off and downshifting right here. As you see, I think Nash is being content staying in 5th gear. And that's another tricky thing about the track. It is really hard to pass, especially on old tires, as bottom line is obviously the shortest way around, but that run you get on the top is just so overpowering in these fixed setups. An interesting qual lap by Nash, going low in 1 and 2, but high in 3 and 4. He comes across the line, currently 3rd on the chart. See everybody else getting their laps put in. Speaking of the guy on the streak, let's go ahead and watch Nelson here complete his 2nd lap. Nelson crosses the start-finish line. Bull's going to pull Nelson to the top. Quick time, 30.85. Are these guys on a fixed? They gotta be running a different setup. A 30.8 with a fixed setup? That's insane. We still got some guys out there. Let's go ahead and ride along with Mr. Duke Davis, who got his 1st lap put in. Might have been his 2nd. That would have been his 2nd lap. No, Mr. Johnny Brugg. He's still putting a lap in? I believe he is. Rocket Man Johnny Brugg. 2nd lap is 3/10 quicker. You're going to put him to P3 here starting this race. It looks like everyone who's wanted to qualify is qualified. So Tyler Merritt's up to here. I think he might be putting in some laps. He is. How you got to put in a lap? And he just stopped. Did he hit the wall? I believe he did. So while he qualifies, let's go ahead and qualifying wrap it up and pull down Mr. Pro himself, Benjamin. Oh, I can't pull anyone out of there. Never mind. Well, Gary, you're watching this, man. You made it a quarter of the way to 100. Season 25, man. As I believe you guys are kicking off a new ARCA season tomorrow as well. Into Gen 4. So going off of that, ARCA will be going to Talladega tomorrow. In the Gen 4. Really, when it comes to Talladega, they're restricted. Like, they're the restrictors, so there's really not a difference between the Gen 4 and the ARCA Talladega. It's that next race after we go to Auto Club. That's when you start seeing the Gen 4 packages, and that's when it's going to get crazy. It looks like Tyler Merritt. Well, I don't think. Oh, he couldn't get a lap and he kept hitting the wall. Tough break there for Tyler. I'm starting to read here. Luckily, there's only 16 guys here tonight. Looks like. Yeah, 16. So real quick before we get into the starting lineup, let's go ahead and look at the race info here tonight. Whoops, wrong thing. Give me a second. I'm having a complete brain for it. There it is. Alright, so quick race info. 110 laps here at this mile-and-a-half track. Probably my second favorite track, not only race up, but also to watch here at Kansas. Currently in track temp at a cool 72 degrees, so there should be a little grippy. If you ask me, a little too much grip. These next gens are already pretty tight here at Kansas. I prefer a hotter track here, and these guys are dealing with a really cool 72-degree track temp. So keep an eye out for people overshooting the corner, drifting up, and even running the high line, hitting the wall a little bit there, getting their Kansas stripe. But Nelson will lead the field to green as we go to the rest of the starting lineup. Of course, Benjamin, the Professor Nelson, picking up where he left off last season, dominating, getting that pole position by almost a tenth and a half. Alex Chase, newcomer to the series, I've yet to broadcast for him, getting that outside pole in the 54. Row 2, you have Johnny the Rocket Man Brugg in that one car, Ryan Bowles in a 42. Row 3, Duke Davis and Mitchell Williams. Row 4, you have Tyler Lem and Michael Nash, the defending series champion. Row 5, you have the Sergeant and the Slider starting side by side, Dixon and Sergeant. Row 6, you'll have Jess Traub and Justin Adams. And around out the field on row 7, you'll have... No, my bad. Row 7 to Eric Dillingham and TJ Warren. Row 8, we round out the field with Tyler Merritt and Joseph Willoughby. And as I start broadcasting more with these guys, I'll start to learn their... I will start to learn their nicknames. I'm still kind of new to this, as my track map's not loading. Let's load that up real quick. There's the track map. So, Benjamin and Professor Nelson leading these guys to green for 110 laps here at Kansas.
Green flag, green flag.
See the Rocket Man getting all over that back bumper. Nelson getting a great push going into turn 1. And they're easily both going to clear the outside pole sitter of Mr. Chase. Nelson's leading the way as we look back further in the pack. Oh, we were about to look back. Yellow flag is out. Looks like the 15 involved in that one. Jess Traub and Alan Dixon having problems early on here. Luckily for them, I do believe they have a quick fix. Let's go ahead and get... Nope, wrong chase. See what happened here to Mr. Traub. Oh, no, it's Dixon. Maybe there isn't a lot of grip. Ooh! And that hit right there might have killed him. So let's go ahead and rewind that. We're right on board here with Slider, who went for a slide. Hey, he's not really on the gas. You can see him start getting on a little bit more there. The RPMs go up and around he goes. So with everyone having to stop at least twice here tonight, I don't see any of the leaders coming in to top off. I mean, you still got a two-stop race regardless. Unfortunately, not able to drag drivers right now. They are in a Discord chat room where I can't drag out of. So quick caution here tonight. Let's go see if Dixon used that quick fix or if he still has that damage. Go back a lap. I see where it's bent up at right there on the left side, right below the spoiler, and the front's all bent up too. Oh, yep, he used one. That's pretty easy to tell. No audio? What? Is it working now, Jackal Racing Network? Was it a user error? Give me a second. Actually, listening over to that, because I just went and listened to my own broadcast. Let me turn the engine sounds up. I didn't realize they were so quiet in y'all's end. There we go. Get ready to go back green flag racing. And we're going to go to the starter cam here. Pace car pulls up. Barney holding that arm out with that nice, good-looking green flag. The green flag will fly. Benjamin Nelson getting a great jump there over Johnny Brugg. They go into turns 1. And real quick, at 54, Mr. Chase. I like the sponsor, just don't like the flavor, buddy. We're going to stick with him here. Duke Davis looking to the outside, running that top line. As I think Duke's really the only one kind of running up there. Nope, someone's wall riding all the way back there, doing the Kyle Larson line. Can't quite tell who it was. Who's running the Lowe's scheme? Oh, the 48. So we're going to go over to Sarge real quick. And the line he is running It's actually the preferred line I liked running to save tires, as they say that he goes to the middle. But I was a fan of running that top line. We got some action here, middle of the pack with, looks like our defending champ Michael Nash, our outside pole sitter Adam Chase battling it out. Alex Chase, not Adam. My apologies, Alex. At the 42, Bolts is making his way through the field. Only up one spot from where he started, but he's sitting quietly there in third. As Johnny Brugg doing something a lot of guys couldn't do at the end of last season. That stick right on that back bumper of the 125. I'm really surprised they're running that bottom that much. I personally could not do that. Oh, all good, Jack. Actually, not Jack. Jackal. I actually had to go. Glad you said something because I didn't realize the engines were so quiet. But if they're a little too loud, let me know. Lap 9, Johnny Brugg trying to look for a way around Benjamin. He's going to go to the outside here. He's going to have the runoff and corner exit. He's going to squeeze him down, kind of affect the exit. And Johnny Brugg taking over the lead from the 125 of Nelson. And the 42 of Mr. Ryan Bowles. Bowles, not Bolts. He's in there for his hand in the basket to get in the lead. And actually, the whole entire field all within 2.5 seconds here on lap 10. Like I said, pit window is about 40 to 43 laps with 65% fuel. These guys had a caution lap. I wouldn't be surprised if I start seeing people pit between lap 40 to 45. A little ways out, but probably the pit window these guys are looking at right about now. What is going on? Zach loves Eric. Only if your name's Zach and not Isaac, that'd be a little weird. The 42 looking at outside. Rocking turn of events. We saw at the end of last season Nelson was dominating the races, and it seems like he's struggling here tonight at Kansas as the 16 of Mitchell Williams looking to the inside. Yeah, this is some good racing. Something Noto does it week in and week out is these guys always put on a really good show. Right now you're looking at the 16 of Mitchell Williams and the 26 of Tyler Lim battling it out for that P5 or P4 position. We go further. We go back up to the front. That 42 has been closing in on that one. Let's go ahead and take a look at some last lap times. The last time by, Bowles about 1/10.5 quicker. This time by, Bowles closing that gap by another 1/10. So far, the number one in P1. And I've raced around Johnny Brugg, broadcasted for him before. This guy is a really good guy, really clean racer. Really fast on the long runs as Nelson's starting to come back to life. He's making his way on the outside trying to get past these guys. And he's going to be there on the outside of the 42 going into turn 1. Brugg going to go up to throw a block. And go back down to block the 42's run. That 125 is going to have a run on the outside though coming off of turn 2. Brugg's going to try to block it. Can't quite block it because Nelson's there. Nelson running the outside line. While I was talking about old tires. The outside line's the way to go, and he is making it work. Side by side as they cross the start-finish line. This time by Nelson back to the lead. And all this battle has really allowed these guys to catch back up. And now look at the 26 of Tyler Lim. He's in the mixture for the lead. As long as Tyler Merritt had to start at the rear up 10 positions. Running in that P4 position as of right now. Oh, Tyler made it hard into the outside wall. Let's go ahead and ride on board. See if that messed up his toe at all. How to think of the word. And I'm actually really surprised these guys aren't shifting. Really surprised. Look, Tyler Merritt. Oh, he gets back into the wall there. Got a little tight. He hit that wall pretty hard, but looks like he might have got away with it. Let's go ahead and ride on board with Benjamin Nelson and see if he is shifting down in the fourth. No, he's staying in fifth too. Surprising. Gotta give these guys props. I couldn't do it. Especially on that low line, could not do it. We go back to the TV view. Johnny Brugg looking to the inside of Nelson. He's there at the bottom. He's going to try to slide up, give him a little bit dirty here, but he can't quite clear the 125. They're still side by side. Benjamin Nelson can get that run off. Johnny Brugg can try to fit in between the 25 and the 26. He's able to do it. 125. My apologies. As I didn't realize if Tyler Lynn's also made some moves too. He's up 4 spots from where he started. Tyler Merritt was running up there with that contact in the wall. It's kind of falling back into the clutches of Willoughby and Davis. Getting himself back together. Willoughby just brushed up against the wall there. A little bit of contact, no harm, no foul. Tyler Merritt back into the wall. One, don't pull a slide job. Yeah, let's go back to the one. As they're still side by side. You know, and I gotta give real quick while this battle's going on. I raced some props. I remember when I first started racing. Oh God, two and a half years ago. When you went to tracks like Kansas and Charlotte, it was really single groove. You really couldn't do what these guys are doing. It was, hey, on fresh tires, yeah, you can run the high, you can run low. But once tires got old, it was just, okay, run the bottom, run the top, depending on what track you're at. So I like that these mile and a half, Charlotte, Texas, Vegas, Kansas, you have these two multi-groove tracks now. Classic 2023 moment. It looks like Nelson finally prevailing out here on lap 21. Oh, I thought Johnny Brugg was about to get into the wall there. 42 of Bulls looking to the inside. The Bulls still looking to the inside of 26, trying to defend that podium finish spot. Yeah, we don't talk about Kansas. I was kind of mad who won. My guy got a... I can't say Larson got wrecked. Oh, there's a lot of guys in the wall going into turn 3. Like, 4 through 6 all got in the wall there. No, absolutely. So far in 2023, Kansas was probably the best race. I was just upset who won. I'm a big Kyle Larson fan, and I can't fault Denny at all. Larson got in the wall coming out of 2, and Denny was there, so nothing Denny did wrong. Just good hard racing at the end. Just kind of sucked. Larson lost. I did see that fight, and then if you haven't seen it yet, there's actually a video out there of Hamlin saw the video for the first time, and Hamlin was like, well, he did tell him to stop, so Hamlin was kind of defending Chastain punching Gragson. I wish NASCAR would let people fight it out a little bit longer, kind of like hockey does. Like, let them fight it out, put them in timeout the next race. Make them start in the rear or something. We still got a good battle going up all the way up front, as I think Alex might have gotten the wall there. I believe he did. Duke Davis just flew by him like a rocket ship. The defending series champ, Michael Nash car looks like it's finally coming to life. Michael Nash currently only up 1 spot from where he started. And Nash last season definitely shown he had long run speed. Not the best short run speed throughout the races I was broadcasting, but definitely long run. That's what I'm saying. Let them fight it out. As Nash able to clear the 54 Ghost Machine of Alex Chase. Alex Chase had that short run speed. He showed it. He was an outside pulser, but now we have a long run here. Starting to kind of fall back a little bit as Johnny Brugg, looking at the relative, look, he's caught kind of back up to Nelson. He was about 2.5 tenths off when I went back there. Ooh, it's a 42 into the wall. I think if you let them fight out like you do in hockey, that'll get rid of all the on-track drama these guys have. Almost everyone's kind of transitioned to that outside line. You see Johnny Brugg trying to diamond the corner, get a good runoff here off of turn 2. They go back side by side, something these guys have done multiple times here. Even going into 3, Brugg shoots the entry. And that's going to allow Nelson to really close up here and exit, kind of try to get a runoff. He can't do it. Brugg throws the block. Nelson down low. Johnny Brugg back to the lead here on lap 28. And Nelson juicing in, man. These guys are going back and forth. If Brugg gets a really good runoff of a turn 2. Let's see if Nelson dives it back in there if they go into turn 3. Nelson with a little bit more of a passive entry into turn 3. But Brugg gets a great drive off, and Brugg started to really open that gap up between 1 and 2. You got about 5 cars under a blanket all within a second. Brugg, Nelson, Bowles, Lamb, top 5. And then you go back to Michael Nash, defending series champ there in P6 as Duke Davis battling out with Alex Chase. Unfortunately, Jess Traub out of the race. Not sure what happened there. As Dixon has made a pretty decent recovery since spinning earlier on. Made his way back into the top 10. Now, these guys probably coming up on pit stops here in about 10 laps or so. Brugg leading the way, but Nelson really closing that gap. Let's take a look at some last lap times. Nelson 2.5 tenths quicker last time by. And catching back up to Brugg is one thing. Completing the pass is a whole nother thing. We saw when Brugg got the lead, they were just throwing sliders back and forth until Brugg had the advantage. I wonder if we can go back right to that. You see something Nelson's doing. He's still running that high line, but he's kind of running the middle. One, I think he's trying to set up a pass, and 2, he's trying to get out of that dirty air Brugg is creating. And these cars, especially on this long of a run, they really tighten up in that dirty air. And these guys got to be careful not to battle it out too much, because you'll have the 42 of Ryan Bowles looking in to try to take over that lead. Looks like we might have a battle brewing here for that 5th position, or 4th, my bad, between Tyler Lem and Mitchell Williams. Now, Tyler Merritt's entering pit lane. Wonder if that was planned? Not seeing a lot of damage on his car. So I don't think he got into the wall. Maybe he's trying to short pit these guys, trying to gain some positions he might have lost. What I was trying to say before I saw you pitted is think what it's going to come down to is pit road execution, as now these guys are spread out. Don't see a caution flying anytime soon. That's the one thing we've seen where Benjamin Nelson really excels, is coming on and off of pit lane. Yeah, one of these days, hopefully someone teach me how to do crank it up. I mean, I have something sort of like it, but I would have to get the timing correct, because I'll show you real quick what I can do, but it's not the best. Whoops, that's gearbox. There it is. I have this. That's all I have. I don't know how to cycle it right. No, I just don't do it. In the meantime, Nelson and Brock have kind of opened up the gap between 1 and 2 and 3. Bull's kind of running out there in his own little world. The next closest battle we got is for P4. Oh, as Michael Nash has made his way all the way up there. Michael Nash here late in this run, really starting to show the speed he has on the long runs. Looking to the inside of the 26 of Lim. His by him was pretty much ease right there. There's the reason that man won the championship last season. He had consistency all season. Doesn't have the fastest short run speed, but you give this man a long run, he'll be up there in the top 5, top 3. That's where he's sitting at right now, currently in the top 5. And he might be putting up some of the fastest lap times out on track. Take a look last time by. A little bit slower than the top 3. And I think that last lap was kind of hurt by him trying to get by the 26. Come across the line. This time by will be lap 40. Be interesting to see when these leaders pit. You got some other guys on the pit road. 49, 26. They pitted this time by. Lam Warren. Nash in. 55 in. Duke Davis. Sargent in. That's what I said about lap 40 when you start seeing these guys come to pit lane. I don't see the two leaders coming in anytime soon. They're still battling it out hard for the lead. As I see that, Benjamin Nelson's coming in this time by. Oh, collected together there. Nelson don't get a black flag. Nelson in. 54, the outside pole sitter's in. If I'm Johnny Brugg, you got to pit this time. You can't stay out too much longer. Looks like Johnny Brugg will be coming in this time as he dips the wheels down below the apron. And we saw Williams have a little bit of a wiggle there coming in. Johnny Brugg looked a lot smoother. I wonder if Nelson got a black flag, possibly. Let's take a look at some pit stop times here. Get an idea. Let me get the top 12 in here. Everything cycles out. You'll have to wait about a lap or two and tell you how long everyone's on pit road. There's Nelson rolling through 3 and 4. Brugg still on pit lane. Brugg just not entering. You'll see these guys blend in together as the current leader is a 16 who is just not coming down pit lane. That's going to hand the battle for the lead back over to the 125 and the number 1. 125 just not coming out of 2. The 1's going to blend in right behind them. And that's the difference one lap makes here at Kansas when it comes to pitting. I think we take a look at pit lane time, not pit stop time. Actually, we'll go back to that in a couple laps with the updates. Johnny Brugg gonna have some work cut out for him, make up the time he lost on pit road. Tyler Merritt doing that short pit strategy, made up a lot of spots, pitted. I believe he was in 9th or 10th, now running P3 as all the pit stops have been completed. Let's see if it shows me now. Still waiting for Bruggs to pop up. But Nelson was one of the quickest times on pit lane, other than Mr. Chase was he was the quickest on and off pit lane. Looks like Bruggs starting to lose a little bit of ground though. Everyone's kind of spread it out there. Now Bruggs popped up, and Bruggs was actually 3/10 quicker on pit lane, but all that ground was lost just because he stayed out one more lap. We go back here for the battle for 7th, and Nash probably one of the biggest losers on pit lane, as I believe he came in 5th and came back out 7th. Bruggs starting to catch back up to Nelson. That gap now a half a second, now down to 4/10. And Merritt getting into the wall again. As a quick shout out to Merritt. I know that paint scheme he's running. It's a good old Ken Block paint scheme. The paint scheme I was debating on running for a little while, but I found another one that looked a lot cooler, if you ask me. As Bruggs there, actually. Right there on the back bumper of Mr. Benjamin Nelson. Yeah, I think for sure Brugg definitely has the fastest long run car. I think when it comes to short run, I think him and Nelson are about even. One of the reasons Brugg's able to keep up with Nelson right here is because of the draft, but long run is for sure Brugg. And Mary is running that Kyle Larson line to the full extent. Every time I'm watching him enter the corner, he is almost kissing the wall. This is going to be great, you know how close he gets to the wall here. He was catching him for a bit. I believe now he's losing a little bit of ground. It's a really good drive off and corner exit. As Bruggs kind of stuck in that bubble right there, right behind Nelson, can't quite get around him. But he's there to take advantage of a mistake. Oh, I gotta say, Bruggs, where were you all last season, man? For the I am too, and only reason I'm rooting for Bruggs because I just did. Oh, I think it was 4 races to finish the season, and every race it was Nelson dominating. Even Atlanta, it was Nelson dominating. He didn't win it; he got second. But every race I broadcasted, Nelson was podium, whether it been second or first. So I kind of want to see a change of scenery up there in Victory Lane. Yeah, Brugg is definitely stuck in the dirty air of Nelson right now, and I think that's one of the things affecting him. And the interesting thing about these cars, that I noticed throughout the week and when I raced earlier was 60% fuel, a little bit less fuel than these guys are running. Is it seems like on newer tires, dirty air is more of a hindrance than it is on older tires. I don't know why. Another thing I think is affecting Brugg here is with Nelson running that top lane like he's running, he's just getting such a great drive off a corner. Brugg just can't make it that ground. He's losing running that bottom line. But he can't really run that top line because then he's stuck in the dirty air. It looks like Merritt with that short pitch strategy, tires are finally starting to give out. Losing position there to the 26 of Tyler Lem. And Kansas is one of those tracks where if you short pit too soon, it actually hurts you more than it helps you. We take a quick look at the stint length these guys are running. You see right there, Merritt has, wow, 8 lap older tires than Brugg and 7 lap older tires than Nelson. A place like Kansas, short pit would probably be 2 or 3 laps. That big of a lap difference, it's just hurting them now. Brugg has actually started catching back up to Nelson. It was a half a second lead, now down to 2-3. Brugg trying to diamond that corner and get a good run off. He's going to be in the draft of the 125. Staying up high this time, and that's what Brugg's been doing. He's been going up high, getting that draft, and dipping down low to get a diamond off corner exit to get that run off. And, I mean, that's great and all, but if I'm not mistaken, that's going to eat your tires up more than anything, but maybe Brugg knows something I don't know. What should be interesting is when they finally catch lap traffic. These guys have yet to catch lap traffic. You do got a car lap down at the 48 of Justin Adams, but he must be a lap down due to pit road mistakes. Because these guys have yet to get the back of someone that's lap traffic. While this is going on, we got a pretty good size group back here. 3 cars, the 60, the 54, and 16 all battling it out for that 6th position. And while they're battling out, they're actually catching the 53 of Tyler Merritt. Here on lap 58, if you're just joining in, we've had 1 caution. I believe it was on lap 1. Alan Dixon getting loose, coming out of turn 2, collecting the 24, I believe it was, of Traub. Yeah, these guys can catch Tyler Merritt and blow by him pretty easily on these newer tires. I say newer, but they're about 7 laps newer. Oh, I thought he was about to rear end the 53. Yeah, Tyler Merritt is definitely battling a really tight race car right now. And anybody that wants to caution, it's that 53 machine. The 60 of Michael Nash goes to the outside of the 53 along with the 54 of Alex Chase. Oh, and the 16 of Mitchell Williams. So in a matter of a backstretch and a turn, 53 dropped 3 spots. Oh, 54 of Alex Chase kissing the wall there a little bit. Come off turn 2. That's going to give the 16 of Mitchell Williams a run going down the backstretch into turn 3. Getting clear corner exit. Michael Nash almost kissing the wall. battle for the lead still switching between about a tenth and a half to about 2/10. And Brugg just can't quite get the run on Nelson he wants. He's trying. Tyler Lem kind of sitting over there in his own little world in P3. As missed it, but the Williams got around Nash for P5. See if I can't find that pass. Here it is right here. Michael Williams getting around Mitchell Williams getting around Michael Nash for that 5th position. Just riding that outside lane. And these guys are still battling it out for 5th. Nash, to win the championship, knows every position matters in every race. So he's not going to give that 5th position up easily. A 16 into the wall is really going to slow him down, while Michael Nash will fly right past him coming out of turn 4. That's one of the bad things with getting the wall there in the corner. It's so hard to break off. As I look over the scoreboard, battle for the lead is almost under a 10th now. As we get into the long run stage of these sets of tires, and this is where Johnny Brugg really started to show some speed. But also, when Brugg was up there earlier battling for the lead, he had a little bit of help behind him, and now it's just him alone. Oh, hush. I'm trying to turn that stuff off. As Brugg really struggled in that corner exit out of 2, as he lost a lot of ground going down the backstretch. I meant to ask Gary. I know there was talks about putting some stages. I don't think they did this season. I know he was talking about it, but I don't think he decided to do it. No. Well, while we got this green flag run, let's go ahead and go over what I'm going to do with the league here coming up. I mentioned earlier, you got Gen 4 tomorrow night. I believe it's the same start time. They're racing at Talladega, 60 laps there. As those cars are always fun to watch at Talladega. And then going on to next week, of course, the Cup Series does follow the Cup schedule. So they will be going to Darlington next week. And that should be interesting. Me personally, I won't be able to give you in-race experience on how to drive that track, as I myself have no idea how to drive Darlington. I hate that track. I hate driving there. Me and Darlington don't mix. It's fun to watch. I love watching on TV, but driving, nope. So they'll be having a good old 145 lap race next week at Darlington. 4 sets of extra tires, 1 faster pair. And like always, 65% fuel. We watched the battle for 5th. Nelson really starting to extend that lead over that one machine. As I think we're starting to see the Benjamin Nelson of old that we saw last season. Like, hey Gary, I think I see a spectator climbing the fence on the front stretch. We might need to throw a caution and deal with that guy. He got a little too much to drink tonight. Tyler Lamb, he's been falling back a little bit. Was running P3, now in 4th position. And here comes the 16 of Mitchell Williams. His car's been a rocket ship lately. If he gets into the wall yet again. Going through 3 and 4. Yep, 3 and 4. That gap for the lead is now over a second for the first time tonight. And lap 71, Tyler Mayer, I believe, going to have the pit. here pretty soon. Merritt on a 37 lap run right now. I wouldn't be surprised if you see him entering pit lane here in the next couple of laps. In the meantime, Mitchell Williams able to get around 26 this time by in fourth position. Yeah, Merritt. I think he's sitting at about where he was sitting at when he pitted last time. It's just he just pitted too soon. But Williams looking like to be one of the faster cars out there, other than the leader. Last time by, oh yeah. He last time by was the second fastest on track. Of course, the fastest car on track last time by was your leader, the 125 of Benjamin Nelson. As it looks like Brugg is coming into pit lane this time by, trying to short pit the 125, make up some ground. Looks like Brugg's in. The 55 of Duke Davis came in. Oh, the 48, but I think the 40's been in for a while. I'll see what Nelson does here. Being a Brugg pitted, Nelson staying out. 60 of Michael Nash coming in this time by. Well, the 33 of Alan Slider Dixon. Be interesting to see when Tyler Merritt comes in. Oh, Merritt's out. Oh. What happened to Merritt? Nelson's coming in. That's going to put the 16 of Mitchell Williams back in the lead. I believe he led a lap earlier. As he did. So Williams and Chase, the two that have yet to pit, as well as the 18 of Willoughby. I think Willoughby, I believe he was in threat of getting lapped, so he might be hoping for a caution here. Gain some track position. But going to the 1 and 125, there's the one across the start-finish line. Nelson was still able to maintain a lead over Johnny Brugg. Actually, I have to say that Nelson's just not coming out of pit lane. There's Nelson. Trying to go underneath the leader of the 16. And there's Mr. Johnny Brugg. Apologies. So once pit cycles do cycle around, Nelson will be your leader once again. We're coming up on we're almost at the 30 to go marker. As it looks like the 54 of Alex Chase is in her pit lane. Yeah, Nelson's in his own zip code right now. I think once everything cycles through, he's going to have probably about a 2 or 3 second lead over that number 1 machine of Johnny Brugg. Someone putting the octopus in chat. Yeah, about a 3.5 second, 2.5 second lead over the 1. The 16 of Mitchell Williams still out there on track. He's coming in this time. So, unfortunately for the 16, he's going to lose a lot of ground running that tank dry. 18 will be. Let's see. Pitts this time will stay out to lead a lap. First lap here. Led this race. Wasn't quite able to lead that lap as the 16 was on pit lane. As the 18's coming in this time by. And the lead's going to be handed right back over to the 125 of Benjamin Nelson. And Nash, Kevin Nash, there it is again. Michael Nash is going to cycle to I believe, fourth place here with about 20, I think 29 laps to go here. Williams still in pits. I wonder if he got a speeding penalty. Oh, he must have got an unsafe exit. Oh, no. See if we can't rewind and see what happened there to the 16 here. Watch him exit pit lane. No, he must have got caught speeding then. That was a safe pit exit. A tough break for him as he was running up there in the top 5. At this point, I think he can go 2, maybe 3 laps down. Mr. Slider himself has made a really good recovery. Spun on that first lap, had to use that fast repair early. Here with 26 to go, currently sitting in the top 5. As Brooks trying to do everything he can to catch up to Nelson. Running a little bit quicker last time by. This time by, Nelson was a 31. 2-3. Brugg 2 100s quicker. Not a lot. Yeah, Bruggs just trying to catch up, and the only downside to that is with him driving as hard as he is to catch back up. If he does catch him, I don't think he's going to have anything left in the tires to pass Nelson. Not really any battles going on track that I can see. Everyone's pretty spread out here. And one thing that sucks with the 16th penalty is, I believe that whatever penalty he got on pit exit, which really sucks because then you got to drive all the way back around, re-enter pit lane, and then serve your penalty. So you lose even more time than you would have lost if you got caught speeding entering. My Brug's starting to lose a little bit of ground now. What in the world? Stop it. 22 to go here. 16. I believe the 16 of Williams is going to try to get one of his 3 laps back the hard way. And maybe hope for a caution to come out. Get the wave around and go a lap down. But he has a lot of time to make him to do that. Looks like I think the closest battle we might have on track would be this 60 and 42 of Bulls. That's the 89 though, right in front of him. That's about the closest we got about with drivers being around each other. Michael Nash put on a pretty good performance here tonight. Up 4 spots from where he started. So nothing to be disappointed there if he does end up finishing P4. Nelson dealing with some lap traffic. Was able to get around some lap traffic. That's the 49 of TJ Warren. You can put Warren, I believe, 1 lap down. Now 7 cars left on the lead lap. The thing can be like Bristol, where Warren, or not Warren, Nelson lapped the whole field. Literally lapped the entire field. That was something else to see. I was making a joke earlier saying Nelson either needs to start from the pits or be held a lap to give everyone else the fighting chance. But he's showing you why he was in the Pro Series. I think it was called the Peak Antifreeze Series back in 2019. He's showing exactly why he ran there. Well, if this race stays green and he collects his win, wasn't an easy win. He had to do a little bit of slide job and battling there with the 1 for a bit. Had a really good first pit stop, was able to reassume the lead and hasn't looked back since. As we go through your running order as it stands, Nelson, currently your leader, more than likely in position to get the most laps led here tonight. In second place, you got the 1. Johnny Brogue was out there battling for a good bit in that first green flag run we had, or green flag cycle we had before they pitted for the first time. For a good bit, led it quite a few laps. The 42 of Ryan Bowles, who has been sitting quietly there in third, really top 5 most of the race. Of course, you got the 60 of Michael Nash, who had to start towards the rear in P8. Fell back a little bit at the start of the race once the long run kicked in, and his tires started to wear off a little bit, and everyone else started to wear off even more. Gained a lot of track position, currently sitting there in 4th. And in 5th, you got Mr. Alan Dixon himself. Lap 1 mistake. Fast repair used early, rebounded nicely. Looking for possibly a top 5 finish here tonight. Your outside pole sitter, who definitely has struggled here on the long run tonight. Had that short run speed, but once the tire wear kicked in, he kind of struggled to keep his track position. Still looking at a good top 10 finish. Around out your lead lap cars, you got the lead owner himself, Old Sarge, sitting there in the lucky number 7 spot. As you look right behind him, that is that pink car on the top of the track. That is your leader, Sargent, trying to stay on the lead lap in case a caution does come out. But don't believe one is going to, and he's unfortunately probably going to get lapped before this race is over. Let's go back on with Nelson. That's going to start finish line, 12 to go here at Kansas. Someone's slow on the apron. That's the 89 of Dillingham. I believe he was getting his pit stops complete. Look up at the scoreboard. It looks like we're having a battle here, brewing. 4th, 5th position with 11 to go as Chase has chased down the 33 of Alan Dixon. So Alex Chase, I may be mistaken. As far as I am, go ahead and DM and correct me, but I believe this is his first start here in the Cup Series. I don't remember broadcasting him last season unless he was racing earlier in the season. So if it is the first Cup race, looking to the outside of Dixon and looking to lock in a top 5 finish. And what a way to start off your Cup career here in the No Toad Racing League. Another guy that kind of might have got caught up on some pit road mistakes, the 26 of Tyler Lamb, running strong in the top 10, really all race long. I mean, he's still sitting in the top 10, but he was more up to the top, more up near the top 5. Currently on lap down. Currently in the lucky, no, he's not in the lucky dog spot. The 49 of TJ Warren's in the lucky dog position. As Benjamin Nelson just got around to the boss man himself. And I put him a lap down. Man, you can't do that as a boss man. You got a 6-second lead. Don't need to pass him. Come on now. That's a 1 race suspension there for you, Mr. Warren. Or Nelson. Nelson out to a really comfortable lead. He's about a whole straightaway ahead of the 1. I'm kind of curious if... Let's take a look at this real quick. Last lap times. Yeah, Nash, it was a little bit quicker than Bowles. I'm wondering if Nash can chase down Bowles for a podium finish here tonight. Bowles as well, I believe, is the rookie here. But currently in your top 5, you got 3 veterans and 2 rookies, unless I'm mistaken. The last time by, Nash a little bit slower than Bowles. Nelson is still the only guy out there on this green flag run, on this stint of tires he has. 29 laps, still running that 31-second time frame. 31.77 and then a 31.75. You know, I think Nelson was sandbagging to make this race interesting. 5 to go here tonight. Nelson gets around another lap. There's me 89 and Dillingham going to put him another lap down. Oh, my apologies. Dillingham's getting around him. Dillingham must be on fresh tires. Yeah, 89's on fresh tires. Three to go. 3.5, 2.5 really. 2 to go here in the season opener. Like Kansas for the No Toad Racing League in their quarter century season, season 25. Doing their 25th season in the middle of NASCAR's 75th season. All Nelson's hoping to see is that white flag as he comes out of turn 4. White flag. Well, the race will technically be official. I mean, still got to go all the way around, but caution will not fly. So this will be a one caution race on lap 1. Nelson with a 10-second gap over the one of Johnny Brugg. The exit turn 2 going down the backstretch here for the final time. Rows 3 and 4 into the tri-oval for the final time here tonight. Benjamin Nelson, your winner here in the season 25 opener for the No Toad Racing League. As Johnny Brugg, who had a really good showing earlier in the race, will come across the line to finish second. And the 42 of Ryan Bowles will start off his rookie campaign in P3. Nash finishes in P4 at the 54 of Alex Chase will finish in 5th. Mr. Dixon will round out your lead lap cars, finishing in that 6th position. Something this man's used to, doing burnouts here. They need to fix the smoke. That should cause a lot more smoke than what's causing. While we wait for everyone to join into... Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. The podium finisher chat. Still waiting on the top 3 to join. There's the Rocket Man. Waiting for 2 more. We might just need to start with a second place. Nope, he moved to. Alrighty, I think Ryan Bowles is not going to join, so we will kick off interviews with Mr. Rocket Man. What is going on, Johnny?
How's it going? You guys got a copy?
Yeah. Hey, man, you were up there for a good while in that first green flag run. We had battling out with Nelson, had the lead for a bit, man. What happened there with that lead? Where did you go wrong?
Oh, I lost the race on pit road. Ben did a way better job getting in and out of pit road than I did, and once he came out ahead, I'm in a lose-lose situation. I gotta push to try and catch him and try and save the tire. But the second run, I think I did a pretty good job catching back up to him while saving tire. But third run, he was way too far out ahead. I burnt my right front up trying to catch him, and that was that.
Now, I meant to ask you, what was the difference between the first run and the second run? Because that first run, you were able to pass them on kind of older tires. In that second run, you were there, you just couldn't complete the pass. What was the difference?
I had to burn a little bit more tire to catch him after that first pit road, so I think I had a little less tire than he did. He also started doing a really good job realizing that, dirty air and putting his car in front of my air or in front of my car, uh, which would tighten me up behind him. Which that's what I was doing to him in the first run. So, uh, yeah, he did a really good job there.
All right, man. Well, you come back to the series, you get that second place finish. Was up there for a lead for a bit, so I take it you're gonna work on some pit road entries next week.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna hop over in a call with Ben, and we're gonna compare pit road times. He was already talking with me about it, but yeah, I was glad to be here tonight, and glad to have you guys broadcasting it.
All right, man. Congrats on that second place finish.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll pull up our race winner, Mr. Benjamin Nelson. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. New season, same results. Come out here. Can't really say dominate like we saw you do to finish up the last season because you actually had a little bit of competition up there up front. But after that first green flag cycle, you kind of got the lead and never looked back, dude. Talk us through that race.
This car was honestly kind of a dump truck, so you had to just try your best not to kill the right front tire, and it was a bit of a struggle to just try to stay in the spot where you needed to be in because the dirty air is so bad. So you got to be in the front if you can be, and it's hard to do that and save tires at the same time. It was a whole balance. Um, I guess I just figured it out on the second run better than I did in the first one, so I was able to hold on to the lead a little better there.
Gotcha. And one thing I meant to ask you is, every week I'm in another league that follows the NASCAR schedule just like y'all do. So I get experience driving the track before I come over here and broadcast it. Now, one thing I saw a lot of people do in my league race I was in was we were shifting. Was it because it was night here? You guys weren't shifting. What was the difference? Like, well, why were you guys not shifting, but we had to for speed? I don't know if we're just
Yeah,
dumb and didn't realize you don't have to.
I haven't raced these cars in the daytime here yet, but I
Mm.
think it's because of the nighttime. It's a little bit increased speed. We weren't, I don't think, going as slow as the daytime cars were. Definitely wasn't as hot as the real race today. So we didn't have to go as slow in the corners as they did. It just didn't make a lot of sense to shift because we were going so fast already.
Gotcha, man. Well, next week we head to Darlington, and what's your opinions on that track?
I love Darlington, but I won't be there because I'll be at the track. I'll be at the race.
So will I, and I'm still gonna be here broadcasting it.
Well, I won't be there in time. Where do you live again?
Outside of Fort
Like
Bragg.
exactly?
Outside of
Oh,
Fort Bragg.
I'm near Raleigh, so I don't think. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a struggle for me to get back there in time. We'll see. I don't think I'll do it though.
Yeah, it's still up in there if I'm actually going. But congrats on yet another win. I think this is like 6 and 7 or 7 and 8 races, something like that. So
I appreciate it. Thank you.
But once again, congrats and good luck next week. Well, if you're there, good luck next week at Darlington. If not, we'll see you back on track at North Wilkesboro. I think we're doing this. Are we doing a? Yeah, we're doing a points race at North Wilkesboro. Okay, so we'll see you in a couple weeks at North Wilkesboro.
All right, thank you.
All right, so that will definitely conclude tonight's race here tonight. Once again, Benjamin Nelson collecting that win, getting a good point stake here, and he said he won't be there next week at Darlington. That shouldn't really affect him too much because your two worst races in this league are dropped from the final standings. So that'll of course be one of his drop weeks if he decides to go for the championship. But definitely, if you guys aren't doing nothing tomorrow night, tune in for that as we will be racing the Gen 4 ARCA cars at Talladega, and that should definitely be a show.